Welcome back, everybody, to Tales of Eternia. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And we are just continuing on in this series. Kind of making these videos, so everyone can have a reference to what the original Japanese look like and compare it, to the English version, if you were ever curious. I think there's like a bunch of interesting events that happen here in the in this hotel. So the maid is like, "Oh, there's some gomi on the floor," and she's looking at Quickie. Poor Quickie. Quickie wa gomi janai yo. Quickie is not trash. So it's funny, this maid, she has really bad vision. She just said, my eyes are terrible. And so she apologizes profusely for that. So everybody goes to sleep. My Quickie is like lying there at the base of the bed. And then of course lots of noise with her stumbling around, and she apologizes because my eyes are terrible. Keel's like, yeah, we know. So, how was your stay and experience with the maids? Unfortunately, I think that girl is not cut out to be a maid. So, anyway, we're here in the capital city of Infidia. If people are confused or just joining, but why are you just joining? You're supposed to be watching this from episode 1. And we are here to see the king. If you've never seen this game, or if you don't know what's going on in the story, we're here to see the king and tell him about the Grand Fall, and that we are collecting the spirits, the summoned spirits of the elements, to stop the Grand Fall, but we all know how this is gonna go, of course. The king isn't really gonna listen to us. Is that how it always works? Like, why is there never a game with a good king? I'll go ahead and cut out all the shopping I do. Speed things up. I'm sure you don't want to see me sitting there shopping all day. I don't know, maybe some people like that sort of thing. Just watching shopping in games. But yeah, look how detailed and nice the town looks for such an old game. It's really nice. I like the roof style in this town. So this old man is like, hey, isn't she a Celestian? Celestiajin? Rid. There's no way she could be a Celestian. There's been no contact with Celestia for, 2,000 years or whatever it is. So the reason I, leave in a lot of the dialogue, some of the important scenes or dialogues, even though it's fully in Japanese, is, so you can kind of experience the original Japanese cast, the voice cast, and that's really important because their acting is just superb, And that way you can kind of hear the original Japanese voices, you know, what it was kind of meant to be like. My playthroughs are kind of to show the way it was meant to be played before it was altered into English and censored, and bad English actors were brought in that were paid $1 an hour to do talk in front of a microphone. But Japanese Seiyu, you know, really get into the role. You know, they really act it out. It's like, I can't think of anybody in comparison except for maybe Robin Williams, of just incredibly high quality voice acting for you know, something that's not a movie. But anyway, there's this theater here, and you can watch this play called Waltersby. I'm not really sure what they called it in the English version, but I guess he's this mysterious kind of thief or something, and you know, everybody's after him, and there are different parts of the play. I'm not going to do the whole thing. We'll just do part 1 here. And the whole thing is, of course, translated, so I'm not going to translate that. But if you're curious, I'm sure there's plenty of videos of the entire play, but I mean, it's just for fun. You can sit here and watch the play. It's got a lot of good jokes in it, and yeah, I'm not sure how a lot of the jokes were actually translated, to be honest, because a lot of them are Japanese jokes. But the mystery is, who is Waltersby? That girl is Kurara. Suddenly the police. So he said this is the 8th person this week. Like this Waltersby person is sort of, you know, either kidnapping people or, you know, taking them somewhere. And then at the end of the play, the announcer kind of shows up here, you know, so doing the, oh, what will happen next? And, you know, blah, 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 to try and get your attention. But we're just going to do part 1 here, and this will be the end of the first part of the play. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, they put this entire play into the game that you can just sit and watch. Probably won't be able to pay for, you know, every single part for the entire story when you first arrive here in Inferior City, because I think it's like up to part 5 or 6 gets really expensive, and I don't have that much money in the game at this point. Yeah, I just wanted to show the first part of the play there for fun. Just show this game has all kinds of neat little, you know, things to do and see, and yeah, I don't know, just one of the best Tales games I've ever played, and it's just totally underrated. So we'll go ahead and continue with the story here, but our heroes are going to the castle. And Farah wishes to see the king. Looking at us, you know, we're just peasants, you know. Keel is, you know, really polite and, you know, saying it's something important that affects the entire kingdom. But they don't believe us. They just think we're a bunch of annoying kids playing around. So excuse the interruption. I like how they just carry Keel away. So the guards won't let us through to have an audience. And Melody is a bit confused at this part. It's kind of interesting. She says, the king is the, erai hito, the, the main person that makes the decisions and choices. And, of course, Melody, where she comes from, they're asking her, there is no king. So, Celestia doesn't have a king kind of structure. So, everybody works together and everybody makes the decisions together and just lives together. It's not a hierarchy with a king in control. So, she's having trouble understanding why we're here. And, trying to talk to the king and get permission and tell him what's going on when we should just be doing the quest ourselves, which we'll probably end up doing anyway. That's usually the way it always works. So Keel has another idea. I'm gonna go check out the observatory here and the science team in this town, since he's a scholar, at the college, and he's gonna, using the telescope, prove that the Grand Fall is happening, and that would be the best way to get an audience with the king. So yeah, this episode of this playthrough is mostly just going to be, story stuff here in the town and what's happening next. So there won't be a whole lot of fights or action in this episode. And the one after this will be going after Sylph, the second summon, but for now we have just some story dialogue going on. And for walkthrough purposes, I'm showing the steps. If you're using this as a walkthrough video, you can use the English version and this one the same way. The steps are the same. It's kind of funny, Keel, whenever we observe something, Keel pops out to try to explain. Because Rid, has no clue what all this stuff is. He's wondering, why are you explaining in detail all this stuff when I'm looking at it? He's like, it's for your own good, Rid. So yeah, if you don't go to see the king first, it won't let you in this section of the game. So step 1 is see the king, and step 2, check out the observatory. And step 3 will be right after this. I love this. It's like, game barriers. Ha, we'll just move them. Keel saying, it's alright for us to go in. Of course, somebody's going to come out and be upset we can't go any farther. See, in most games you have these cheesy barriers that you can't go by, but no, not in Eternia. Keel is just gonna remove all those nonsensical barriers that our players can't seem to cross. So Keel's explaining, that Inferi and Celestia are possibly gonna collide and he needs to prove it. And actually, this is one of the things that Keel has been researching, I guess. At the observatory when we first picked him up. So he has kind of a thesis, on it that he wrote, and in this scene here he's gonna, use it as proof that there's something wrong with the ring. And of course the guy just throws it on the floor. Jerk! It's like, yeah, these are not real scientists. Feels like, it's like just... It's like, dude, you should like question things, not just insult people. I love that. He's like, try to walk back. So here's the real professor of the place, wondering what the mess is all about. And maybe he'll just have a look at those papers, which might be a good thing for us. I like actually going up here, and you just try again, and he's like, you guys are persistent. So Keel has one more idea. That poor guy walking around with that book all day. His arm is probably getting tired. So our last possible option is we're going to go to the church. The Church of the Orbus Ring, or whatever, the Seifert Ring Kyokai. Because every Tales game has some weird religion or other. And anyway, in this game, the church, they're the ones that worship the ring. And if anybody would listen to us if something was wrong with the ring, it would be them, right? Rid is like always kind of clueless. He's like, so we're gonna ask God to help us fix this problem, huh? And Keel's like, no, we're gonna talk to the, people there, since they have, influence. And hopefully we can get an audience with the king. Oops, my bad. That was the auditorium. I was looking for a big building. I guess the entrance to the church here looks pretty small. Melody really likes the stained glass windows. From my experience with dealing with church-like people in Tales games is that bad things usually happen. They forgot that they're supposed to bow down when they come in. So once again, Keel is going to explain about the Seifert Ring. And that there's some strange, black mass in the middle of it that's slowly been growing. And he's worried about the grand fall, blah, blah, blah. And Celestia and Infidia colliding with each other. And of course, his talk is all blasphemy. They think the black thing is a good thing. A sign. Yep, freaky churchgoers, man. So he wants to arrest them. Keel's plan number 3 failed. And now we have the Royal Guard after us too, because the knights felt insulted when we went to see the king. Suddenly Merides talking in Melnyx. So we have Roin here, head of the knights. And yeah, we are to be executed. It's going to take us before the king, and he'll decide our execution. So Rid decides we better maybe fight our way out of here. And Keel says this is our chance. You know, we can, if they're going to take us before the king to be executed, Keel might have a chance to explain, you know, what's going on, and maybe they can get the king's help and maybe convince him. So we're going to go ahead and peacefully surrender and leave it to Keel and hope that we will not be executed. So Keel promises, you know, he'll do his best to convince the king. So we're going to rely on Keel and surrender. So we're just like, well, Keel, when are we going to have our big chance here to talk to the king? We're in this pit. So, I don't know, for some reason this scene reminds me of Chrono Trigger. I don't know why, but I get Chrono Trigger vibes from this scene. Maybe something similar happened with Chrono when he went to the castle in the past, and you know, they were all to be executed and they had to have an escape. But yeah, we don't even get an audience with the king. They just immediately throw us in this pit. But I don't know why this moment in the game always stuck in my head as, you know, not a favorite moment, but for some unknown reason, like just this moment here being put in this well, and I don't know, maybe something similar happened in Chrono Trigger and I can't remember what it is, but so the princess there is like saying, hey, they're saying something important down there, it sounds like. So the princess is on our side. I like the detail of the characters, like you see the king there and the queen there and the princess. You know, in this game they did a lot of, instead of the generic, well, the soldiers, you know, are all generic, you can see. They've all got the Goku spiky hair. But, you know, a lot of the characters, you know, just even village characters have a different look to them. You know, which is kind of cool. A lot of, you know, RPGs and Tales games, well, just RPGs in general, they all have like a similar look, you know, townspeople and stuff. But in this game, many characters have a very different look to them, which is kind of cool. So, ordered him to turn the water on. And begin our execution. Quickies. all just sort of treading water there. Keel's trying to summon Windine, since she's the water spirit, to do something. But Farah found something. She's like, I'm not going to give up and die here. There's a valve on the floor. And so maybe they can use the valve to drain the water. So she's trying to turn the valve, but it's stuck. Wow, that filled up really quick. So Rid's gonna do it. It's like, no matter what he does, it won't turn. Like, oh, where is everybody? She's like, they already left. Got out. They threw a rope down. So he's like, so I did my best for nothing. And Farah's like, good job. He just sinks. It's like, all my hard work was for nothing. So because the princess wanted to hear us out, they pulled us out of the pit. And Zoshimos also encouraged them to pull us out of the pit because he found Keel's papers. He's the kind of the head of the observatory, and he's also observed that the black sphere is getting bigger and that it's some cause for concern. Something wrong with the ring, so he wants to talk more to Keel about what's going on with the Safe Heart ring. Medity is copying the princess, and the princess thinks it's cute. So Keel's gonna go with Zojimos here, and they're gonna discuss his findings, and we're gonna wait. Our execution, I guess, is delayed for now. Of course, the captain of the knights, he doesn't like that, and he's, one false move and we won't get a second chance. Okay, so now we're in the castle, we're free to walk around. I think I'll go in here and execute somebody myself. I love it. You can just play with the water and the guards get ticked off. So many nice small details in this game that are just really fun. I mean, who would think to allow the player to mess with the water valve so you can fill the pit with water? try to walk up to the king's chair. I wanted to sit on the throne. Talk to these maids over here. Ne shiteru? So they have a bunch of gossip to talk about. Gossip about the king and the guards, or the king, the leader of the knights. Lovely lady gossip. Yeah, just like look at the detail that they, put into this for such an old game. The kitchen looks really nice. Got some kind of stew cooking there. I'm looking for the Wonder Chef, by the way, because I don't remember where the Wonder Chef is. And as I mentioned before, the Wonder Chef is pretty hard to find in this game, as it should be. It's a challenge to find the Wonder Chef. Where is he at? Anyway, we're supposed to be resting in this room. There's only 2 beds, so Rid is a little concerned. But Rowan says that the ladies' room is next door. So Rid's gonna have a look. And of course the ladies get these super nice beds. And of course he wants us to be on our best behavior while we're here at the castle. Rid's like, it's over finally. So, yep, we'll get, hopefully Keel will talk to Zoshimos, and then the king will do all the work after that. The king in the country. But Meridi's wondering, what? Finished? It's not finished. We still have to collect the spirit summons, the summoned spirits. Zoshimos, I guess is his name. Yeah, I don't really know how many characters were renamed in this game. I'm guessing he was also renamed. Names that are difficult for English speakers to pronounce, they usually rename it. So this telescope is way more powerful than the one that Keel is used to using. And he is like, oh wow, I can see Celestia all the way through the ring, to Celestia. So you can see the kind of the beach there. Keel's kind of lost in thought. Yeah, I think after this scene, I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. Sorry there wasn't a whole lot of action in this episode. But yeah, just, want to be thorough in the game's storyline and playthrough as we go. And if you're using this as a video walkthrough, I just wanted to include all the important stuff. So I want to thank everybody for watching this episode and hope you enjoyed it. On the next episode, things will be much more exciting, I promise. Kia will come back and give the results of his findings all night long, and we'll see what the king decides to do with us. So we'll see you in the next one, everybody.